Welcome back to another episode of CHP Sports with Kenny and Anthony. I am Anthony D'Orazio, and to my left is Kenny Barber. Kenny, how you doing this week?
Good, good. Can't complain. Beautiful weather here in the Northeast. I like it.
There you go. And it's starting to cool down. It's not oppressively hot anymore, which is good.
It's hoodie weather. Look, you got yours on too.
Well, this is because like one of the room I teach my first class in is always so cold. It's like an ice freezer in there.
Yeah.
And I end up like it's hilarious because I'll wear like I'll wear like a nice shirt. I've got a nice what do I have on?
Nice polo shirt.
Yeah, I think this is actually a tailored athlete shirt. I'm a big fan of theirs, and obviously everyone knows I like barbell apparel stuff. We have some of those guys are clients of ours, so appreciate them. I like their stuff, but I also like tailored athlete. And I think this is a tailored athlete one. It's nice. It's got like that like sort of what kind of texture it is, like that like sort of like smooth texture. I don't know how to explain it.
It's like dry fit almost.
Yeah, almost like kind of.
Yeah.
And I like it fits real well. But yeah, I always wear these like decent polo shirts or like nice button downs, and then I always cover it up with like a shitty hoodie I brought in. So it's like, why do I even bother? Wear like a tank top, no one know.
I feel like too, this is like weather where like you go to sleep and everything's comfortable, and then your air never comes on because it's so cold outside.
Yeah.
And then I wake up sweating. For some reason, and it's like you want to open a window or something, but like then it's like cold and then it's warm, but you can't. It's like it is open window. I would say weather though for sleeping.
Yeah.
But during the day, it's like 80, so your air's on, and then the air kicks off, and then it's like hot in your house. It's a weird time, but I love this weather.
Yeah, no, it's the best. It's the absolute best.
Yeah.
All right, so I figured we would talk mostly about NFL because I have completely forgotten other sports exist at this point. Other than I guess F1, but the F1 race this weekend, well, it was kind of interesting. The ending was interesting. So if you watch F1, my 2 cents on F1 is that McLaren driver, whose name I'm of course Lando, should have listened to his pit and his team and pitted, and then he would have won the race, but he didn't, and he lost because it got too wet. So very exciting end to that race, I guess. But other than that, nothing else to say.
Gotcha.
All right, NFL. So I figure we'll go through this week's games, what we learned, and what we maybe was unexpected or expected, and then we'll make our picks for next week. It'll be a short episode.
Yeah.
All right, so this week, obviously tonight, we're recording this on Monday as per usual. Tonight we have the NFC least somehow being put in prime time for reasons that escape us, other than the fact they're big markets, even though they both have continuously sucked the last decade. Eagles against Cowboys. I think I took the Cowboys last week. I'm still sticking with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think they win a higher scoring affair than we're expecting. I think it's like 38-35 or something. At least it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'll probably put it on in the background or wrestling. I haven't decided. We'll see. We'll see what I do how tired I am when I get home, how much work I have to do. All right, and moving on right along. Panthers beat the Texans 24-9. Texans are trash.
Yeah, and I still don't know if the Panthers are good or a little combo of both. They did just make a trade. They picked up a really good corner. So
yeah, I hear they're real short at corner.
Yeah, but they beat the Saints, which is looking like it was a good win, and they beat the Texans. So I mean, we'll see. Still early.
Well, and of course, their running back's out injured again.
Shocker there.
Yeah, the poor guy is phenomenal when he's on the field. He just can't stay on the field.
Yeah, they literally did. Before that game, they did a whole interview about him coming back from his injury, and he was saying how grateful he is and how he doesn't take it for granted. And then I'm like, oh my god, this poor guy got hurt again. Like,
yeah,
it sounds like
and it seemed like it was like on such a random, like he was just jogging, like basically running to the sideline, and then he didn't even get tackled. He's just
it makes you wonder though, like what makes some guys more injury prone like that? Like, is there something missing for a guy that's so talented? Is there something? Is it nutrition? Is it I don't know what it is, but it seems like he's hurt every year within the second, third week. Like it just, and it's such a talent that doesn't get to play, right? It's weird. So who knows? Yeah,
no, I don't know. It's I agree. There is a question of like, is there something missing in training? But on the other side, like it's another lower body injury to his, it's to his hamstring, and it's, based on like even the guys in the commentary, because I think I caught brief part of like when they did a game break on the commentary, or maybe it was pregame. I don't know. I heard it somewhere. They're talking about how how much bigger his legs were. Maybe it was Pat McCaffrey was talking about it last week, like how big his legs were.
Yeah.
Because that's all he did was train his legs to make sure they won't get injured. And then it's like it's hard to believe that it's a strength issue. It's it's to me it's like, is it an attachment issue where it's just his genetics and like how things are attached? Maybe he's got like he can build muscle like crazy, but his tendons are just naturally a little weaker or like slower to build strength. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
I
is
don't
weird.
know. I don't know what his training looks like, but then I'm like, maybe he's lacking some sort of explosive type training. But then he wasn't even really doing anything
Yeah,
explosive, right? It's just, I don't know. It's wild, or maybe he just has really bad luck. Who knows? It could be.
certainly possible.
Yeah. So yeah, but we'll see what the Panthers do. They look decent right now, playing good
Yeah, looking
defense.
solid. I mean,
Yeah.
Sam Darnold looks like he was definitely not the problem in New York. It was
Yeah.
definitely New York's the
You're
problem,
correct.
which
Correct. His
let's,
surroundings. Yeah.
let's not be surprised by that fact. All right. Sunday we had, or now we're at the Sunday games. Washington loses to the Bills. Bills. I mean, to me, I think the first week, as we kind of expected, was an aberration.
Fluke. Yeah.
Yeah, their offense just did not play well at all that first week, and ever since then they've been on a roll. They sort of steamroll the Washington football team 43-21. So
Yeah. It
you know,
was a beat
Josh
down.
Allen has 350 plus yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's
And he had a rushing touchdown.
yeah, he had a rushing one. Yeah, so
He's looking
yeah,
back into
they're
MVP
looking
form. Yeah, they look good.
good. The game I was, of course, most interested in was the Browns beating the Bears. My thoughts there, I guess, since that's my main game. I thought Browns looked good overall. I mean, we just wear teams down. We do what we normally do, pass a little bit more. Uh, run in the first half, run a little bit more in the second half, and that was the difference. Defense looked better. I mean, we had like 7 sacks or something. The Bears' offensive line. I don't. All right, let me rant about the Bears. You have a rookie QB in there, so he's going to hold the ball, right? Every rookie QB does, right? It's his first start. He's not ready yet. He's forced in there because of injury. He's going to hold the ball. Can you like put him in some designed rollouts or at least chip, Miles
Something.
Garrett on the outside, who they didn't chip one time? The guy had ended up with 4.5 sacks. You think by the second sack you're going, hey, maybe we should put some help on that side of the line or wherever he is. We should put a back going towards him, and they never did. They didn't really. I feel like they never really moved Fields out of the pocket. So I don't know. I think Charles Nagy is it Charles Nagy's their coach?
I think
I
so.
think he's trash.
But it brings to light like a similar situation that the Eagles had last year, right? With Wentz, like they couldn't pass block to save their lives, right? And all they would do is line up 5 wide, like no pass protection. We're gonna empty backfield. They're throwing the ball, and they would do this. I feel like 50% of their plays, and then like the guys holding on to the ball because they had the worst wide receivers in the league. No one was open ever, and he was getting sacked and fumbling and throwing picks. So he's trying to do too much. But then it was his fault, right? It's Carson Wentz's fault. He's terrible now, although
Yeah,
had MVP seasons the 2 seasons before, but now he's terrible, right? And it's like, what are you doing to set your quarterback up for success? And it's a great example. Look, I have Allen Robinson Jr., right, or the second, whatever it is,
yeah,
on my fantasy team. I think he had 1 catch or 2 catches, like his
yeah.
field.
I mean, that was a good throw. It was under pretty tight coverage. He
Yeah,
zipped it in there,
but
and
they're just not setting your guy up for success. You should be running the ball, throwing play action, rolling the guy out. Like they're not doing that. The guy's just sitting back there and just getting annihilated by what I feel like is one of the best defensive fronts in football. So not only are you already up a really good against a good front, you're not doing anything to help out the situation, and you're
no,
just leaving a new quarterback back there to just get annihilated. And that's what happened. And Cleveland again. Did they really need to even run the ball or throw the ball? Right, they're just running the ball, playing defense. And again, it's playoff formula winning. Like I think they're going to be tough. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. Not surprised, but you know what I mean. It's Cleveland.
yeah,
They're going to surprise people.
yeah. No, I agree. I think it was complete domination up front. Our defense played well. I mean, it's like they the Bears had 6 points. They got a field goal early, like the first drive. We turned the ball. We went forward on fourth twice. The first 2 drives we had, and we missed it both times. Because their front's pretty good. Like they got Khalil Mack. He was in and out of the game because of an injury, but their front four is pretty solid on their defense. They cause problems
Yeah,
for the Bears defense. So their defense is. I think the best part of their team for sure right now. But the second 3 points they got was because we gave them like a 46-yard pass interference penalty, which was, I thought, very tough. It was one of those plays where if an offensive guy would have done the exact same thing, they would never call it.
Yeah.
But defender does it, and they're like, "Oh, you kind of extended your arms," and even though the guy never, whatever.
Yeah.
Annoying. But then also that gets to the play calling where. So this was in this, I think, I want to say third quarter. It was still like a decently close game. I think we were up maybe like a score at like 14-3 or something. I don't know, somewhere around there. And they end up with a 4th and like 3 inside the 10, and they don't go for it. It's like their offense hadn't done anything all game. It's like you haven't. They were down they were down 10 because it was a field goal and a touchdown. And it was like, I know you want to take the points, but you also haven't done anything. So it was one of those things I didn't understand. Why you take the 3 there instead of going for it? I don't know. I think the Bears are in a bad spot. I think they're going to probably lose a lot more games. Browns did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
And Odell came back, which was good to see him looking good. And I didn't feel like we forced it. We're trying to force it to him too much.
Well, especially with Landry being out, it's good to have him back.
Yeah, it's very good to have him. But, of course, the worry is that when he was in the lineup before, like we played better with him out. And that was mainly because they've shown stats of like what Mayfield with Landry or with Odell in and with him out. And his stats are like his QBR jumps like 20 points with Odell out.
Yeah.
And it's because we were trying to force it to Odell, I think. And I think so that was the worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seemed better. He was still moving the ball around. So it was a lot better, it seemed like this time. All right, next game. The Ravens, so also AFC North, win on a record-setting field goal for the longest field goal of all time, 66 yards, against the Lions, who continue to plumb the depths of new ways to lose. I think I remember us. This was your upset special, right? I think you picked the Lions in this game.
Yeah, and I still say they won.
I mean, I don't disagree. I remember looking. I was like, that was his upset special. I was like, wow, that was really close.
Well, first of all, they never should have even been able to kick the field goal because they had to delay a game the play before, and they didn't call it a penalty. The announcers were counting it down. They were like, play clock's running out, 2, 1, and then like 2 more seconds go by, and then they snapped the ball. No one did anything, and I could care less, except for the fact that I picked the Lions to upset, and I look like a genius if I pick them. So it should have been a penalty, and I believe they run time off the clock and the game's over, right? Detroit wins.
Yeah, it's a penalty. You usually have it. If you don't have a timeout, it's a 10-second runoff.
Yeah, but then Tucker kicks the longest field goal of all time.
Which, of course, doinks and then doinks in.
Goes over. I mean, so props to him for kicking it. But, I mean, the Ravens, man, they have talent, but, man, they had so many miscues at wide receiver, drop balls.
I hear, like, it was weird because I was reading the Deadspin article about the game, and it sounded like Hollywood Brown dropped, like, 4 touchdown passes, would-be touchdown passes in the first half.
And it's like if he just does that, it doesn't even get to that point, So, like, they have the talent, but, man, I wish they would – well, the talent as far as the quarterback, they got a decent defense, and the Lions don't look bad at all. I think they look pretty formidable this year. But, it's just like you got to give the guy something to throw the ball to. Like, he's got no help. And this Hollywood Brown's supposed to be great, and he's dropping dead balls or hitting him in the chest. Like, and it kind of – you're like, if he would have just caught 2 of those, like, the game would have been over.
Yeah.
But they still pulled it out. A win is a win in the NFL.
That it is. Yeah, I feel like the Lions. My thoughts on the Lions. I think they're better than their record. I think they're 0-3, but I feel like they're better than that based on like they played everyone close.
Yep.
I mean, I think they probably lost their first. All right, now I'm actually curious. I feel like they've lost their first 3 games by a total of. No, they got kind of. Oh man. No, they got beat kind of bad by the 49ers and Packers. But yeah, I feel like they're still they're not playing horrible. It's not like watching the Browns when they were 0-16.
And the Green Bay game last week, I feel like it was pretty close, and then
it kind of broke up in late.
Yeah, and then Green Bay pulled away at the end. They just had a phenomenal night with Aaron Jones with 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And
I feel like the Ravens will be up and down just because they're right. The running back situation is still an issue.
Yeah.
And who knows what's going on at wide receiver. They certainly can be very good. I also feel like they can have games like this where they kind of just don't play well.
Yeah, it was bad.
Titans beat the Colts 25-16. Derrick Henry goes for over 100 yards. Tannehill, throws for basically 203 touchdowns.
Yeah, good game. I still think the Colts are a good team. I think they have the hardest schedule in the league so far.
Yeah,
Um,
they've not been treated well by the scheduling gods.
no, and Tennessee is doing what they're supposed to do again. They're running the ball, throwing play action. Planning their game off of the not their first week reflection, but
Yeah, they are who we thought they were,
yeah,
basically.
yes,
All right, the big upset. Although I don't know if I picked this game. I can't remember who I picked for this one. Chargers over Chiefs. Did I pick this one? I had one upset. I
yeah.
can't
You
remember.
did pick one. I can't remember.
It might have been this one because I
Yeah,
can't remember where else I would have picked it. Um, Chargers pull out the win,
yeah.
30-24.
Big win for them. Good
Yep,
game. I watched a
huge
lot of
win.
that.
It's in the division. Uh, yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it because it was on during the Browns game.
Yeah, it was a good
But
game. It was. I mean, they're good. Again, two good teams. I don't think KC is as dominant as everybody thinks they are right now.
no,
I think they're good on offense, and I think their defense is very suspect.
yeah,
And I think Justin Herbert is becoming an elite quarterback already. He's really good. They're tough. They're a tough team. I think that whole division is. Well, we'll see once Denver plays somebody. But
yeah,
I mean, you got Denver's undefeated, the Raiders are undefeated, and Kansas City's actually in last place, and the
yeah,
Chargers are 2-1, I believe. So it's like that's a tough division, really tough. So we'll see. It was a
yeah.
good game though, good overall game. Just one of them solid NFL games you enjoy to watch.
Agreed. The Saints 28-13. I'm still not exactly sold on who the Saints are.
Yeah, they've been playing Jekyll and Hyde so far.
Yeah, it's like I need another game for them to play well where I'm like, okay,
Yeah, I mean, I think their ceiling is high, uh, but then that one week they looked awful, right? It's like
yeah.
so we'll see. But not surprised they won, and that was a good win for them. So
They seem like a team that's going to like be middle of the NFL where they can play real up and down. Like when
yeah,
you get the teams like the Chargers seem to be real consistent. Titans, consistent as long as they can run the ball or
correct.
if they don't fall behind, basically.
Yeah, playing from the front is good for
Yeah,
them.
same with the Browns.
Yeah,
Although I think the Browns are a little bit more balanced, to be honest. But yeah, same thing. Let's see here. Oh, the toilet bowl here. Falcons, Giants. I remember I picked the Giants. The Falcons end up winning on a last second field goal, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just two bad teams there.
Someone had to win here. It's
Yeah,
basically what happened.
they should have a bowl game between the Jets and the Giants to see who's better. That would be a good game.
God. All right. We spent too much time on that game already.
Yeah, it's bad stuff.
Bengals beat the Steelers
Yeah,
24-10, 2-score game. I was
yeah.
flipping to this game because they were showing it here in Ohio. And every time I saw them, the Bengals were like stopping the Steelers and moving the ball a little bit. I know Burrow had a really nice touchdown pass to their was his name Chase, I
Chase.
think.
Yeah,
So that was a really nice throw, really nice catch, and so it seems like that's going to be a good connection down the line.
just like college, right? They
Yeah,
practice in college, but
Jamar Chase, right?
yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, man. Like it's tough to watch for me because I feel like it's just time for Pittsburgh to move on
Yeah,
from Ben. Like and the guy's been he's been great there. There's no question about that. But I feel like their offensive line is not good. He's not good, and like I'm not saying he's bad, but he's just he's an older guy. He did come into camp in shape this year, but I think I don't think it's going to end well for the Steelers this year. I think
no,
they really have to look at what's next, right? It's always tough to see those guys that have been great for so long, to kind of, and then you're seeing a Cincinnati team where like the
it's the
future,
opposite.
the
Yeah,
future is here, right? These are the guys you're going to see these guys for 10 years, right? So,
yeah.
and I think the Browns are seeing that too, like a good young team. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, but that's not looking good for Pittsburgh, especially
No,
that
no,
division.
they should. I mean, based on what we've seen so far and what we've seen from the other teams in the division, like they should finish last. I would say.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
I mean, I think the thing that keeps them afloat is, I mean, Tomlin's a really good coach.
Yeah, and
The
decent
culture,
defense
yeah.
always.
And
Yeah,
it's just they they've beaten up on the rest of the division for so long. It's kind of like that big brother thing. But it's
Yeah.
like, okay, Cincinnati's now beaten them 2 times in a row. We beat them 2 times in a row because we beat them the last game, and then we beat them in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And Baltimore has kind of had their number for a couple years now. So I think this is the year it really turns for
Yep.
them.
Big changes next year for
Yeah.
sure.
Cardinals beat the Jaguars 31-19. This game was pretty tight. The Jaguars were actually up at halftime because of that big return off the missed field goal.
Yeah.
The 109-yard return, which is a crazy play by the
Another
Jaguars.
just bonehead play, in my opinion, but I don't understand that. That was further than the Justin Tuck field goal, 68 yards.
Oh, was it? I didn't realize he was kicking from that far.
68-yard attempt. And the guy just stood there and called it. It was the end of the half, too. It wasn't even the end of the game. That game was actually better than everyone thought it was going to be. But Cardinals are tough, and they pulled it out.
Yeah, and I mean, Jacksonville's just a new coach, new rookie quarterback. Like, it's just.
Did you hear what he said, Urban Meyer? He said,
no, I did not.
He said coaching in the NFL is like playing Alabama every week.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Welcome to the NFL.
Pretty much. All right, let's see here. Your Broncos, they played the Jets.
Yeah.
So did you learn, since I'm sure you paid attention more to this game than I did you learn anything about the Broncos that we did not already know as they beat up on the woeful Jets?
Nah, I mean, a lot of good defense, but is it? Like, I don't know. Like they're stopping bad offenses, so okay. And, the offense has looked solid. We'll call it that. They have a lot of good weapons. Now they did just lose Hamler for the year. KJ Hamler is out, torn ACL. So it's going to be a lot of like who's filling in type things. I think we are deeper this year, so we'll see how it turns out. But I mean, we didn't have Von Miller last year, Cortland Sutton. I mean, two of our best players. Like, it's hard to replace that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We play the Ravens this week, so that's a interesting matchup, and it would be a decent win if we won. So we'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic. I didn't really learn much else this week other than that they can beat bad teams, but we should beat those teams, and we're 3-0. So
I mean, you're doing what you're supposed to do.
We're not 2-1.
Exactly. The Raiders beat the Dolphins. Raiders seem legit. I mean, it's a close game, but
overtime,
winning overtime. But
yeah,
I mean, a win's a win. I think the Dolphins are kind of a team that's probably middle of the pack, and they'll end up like right around just under 500 probably for the season.
Still no real they lost Tua, and then Brissett was playing. It's a lot of just like shuffling of quarterbacks, and I don't think it's their year this year.
Rams beat Buccaneers. That was a good game. I actually had that on. That was a good game.
Yeah, the Rams
look legit.
Yeah, they're my too early Super Bowl pick. They look really good.
Yeah, they look real strong. Sort of good, really good QB play. They move the ball around really well. He looks good, great play calling.
Yeah, and their defense is awesome. Like that, Brady tried, but they were just too good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's my too early pick though for Super Bowl.
No, I can definitely see it. They seem like the contender right now.
Yep.
Seahawks lose to the Vikings. Maybe this was my upset. I don't know.
I think it was actually. Now I think about it, but Minnesota looked tough. Like the defense.
30-17, and they didn't give up any points in the second half to the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's up in Seattle. Like a couple of losses here. Their offense didn't look good at all. Like I watched a lot of the second half. I have Russell Wilson as my quarterback, so I should just start picking based on who I have on my fantasy team. Because that's how I know he's not going to do good. Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. I bet Seattle, they have weapons, I think Lockett got hurt too.
What a weird. I mean, so it's one of those where it's like Russell Wilson. I'm looking at his stats right now. Goes 22 of 32, 298 yards, so effectively 300 yards, a touchdown, no picks, and it has a rating of 111.
Yeah,
but it's like, how do you not score in the second half? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean,
he's not moving the ball. Is it junk yardage? Like, I don't know.
It never makes sense. Well, I'm going to talk about that too. Maybe they went for it on fourth down. Like I keep seeing so much. instead of
Which you
kicking
hate.
instead of
Which
kicking
you hate,
field.
which I
I
don't
don't
mind.
I don't hate it all the time. I hate it in certain situations. Yeah, I mean, like especially when it can change the momentum of the game. Like
Yeah.
especially in Chicago's case, yeah, why not? What's the difference at that point? But yeah, but go ahead. We'll talk about it when we get to Green Bay.
Green Bay 30-28. I did not watch this game. I ended up watching WWE last night because I was more interested in that, to be honest.
So they
Uh,
completely dominated the first half, right? And they were up. Uh, I think it was 10-0, right, early on. They get down.
yes.
They get down to like the 2, 3, 4 yard line, whatever. Go for it on fourth down. Don't get it, but it kind of changes the momentum, right? It gives the other team a
Yeah.
little bit, right? And then, so you think if they kick the field goal there, they're up 13-0. They score again, so it could have been 20-0, right? But it was 17-0, and then somehow San Francisco scored right at the end of the half. That's when I fell asleep. And then next thing you know, the game. I mean, San Francisco should have won the game. They were up 34, 5 seconds left. They were up 28-27, and Rodgers threw some crazy pass to Devontae Adams, and they kick a field
Right.
goal, win the game. Right, so you can't even give the guy 35 seconds, and he's going to beat you. So yeah, it's just a weird tale of two halves. Like, but my point is, they could have been up 20-7 in the first half if they just kicked a field goal. Instead, you got no points, and you ended up almost losing. So they're the situations that drive me crazy. Just take the points, like kick the
Take,
field goal, be up 20-7 at the half instead of 17-7. So but I don't know why that drives me crazy, but it does. It just depends on the situation, though. So, but yeah, good. I mean, now Green Bay looks good again. So the last couple of weeks they've been really good. So, and San Fran's a good team, I think. And
yeah, I think they're decent.
yeah,
All right, let's look at this week. We're make our picks. All right, Thursday. What is this? Oh, sorry, wrong week. Wrong week. Week. What week are we on? We're week 4. Sorry. Click on the wrong buttons here. All right, week 4. Thursday night matchup is Jacksonville at Cincinnati. Give me Cincy. Joe Burrow throws for like 400.
yeah, I'm all over Cincy there.
Yeah, all right. Washington. Oh God, this toilet bowl. Washington at Atlanta. I
Oof.
guess Washington on the road here.
Yeah, I like Washington there.
Houston at Buffalo. Give me Buffalo.
Buffalo big.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Detroit at Chicago. I say Detroit gets its first win.
Yep, I think that's going to be their first, and I don't think they I think they might win 6, 7 games this year. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think they'll end up somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Carolina at Dallas. Obviously, we're making this pick before we watch Dallas play in week 3 here. So
Yeah.
short week for Dallas. Carolina obviously has the injury to Christian McCaffrey. Man, I'm not sure. I'm still not sold on either team here. You got a pick?
I'm picking Carolina. I like their defense better.
All right, I'll go Dallas. I'll pick Dallas. Just to be different.
Yeah.
I honestly, I would like to see. I'd like to see Dallas tonight to sort of have a better idea how they're going to play. Indianapolis at Miami. Give me Miami at home.
I'm saying Indianapolis wins their first game here.
Yeah, I won't be surprised by that one. I think it's close. I think Miami does seem like another Jekyll Hyde team to me, but I think they win this one. Cleveland travels up to Minnesota. Kevin Stefanski returns to the place where he spent 14 seasons, I think 14 as an assistant coach, something like that. I think he'll have something special in store. I'm going to go Cleveland on the road.
Yeah, I think Cleveland wins there. As long as they stick to their game plan.
Yeah, I agree. And New York Giants at the New Orleans Saints. Give me New Orleans.
Yeah, big time.
Tennessee Titans at the New York Jets. Give me Tennessee.
Yeah, by a lot again.
Kansas City at Philadelphia. I mean, I think Kansas City, I don't see them losing again. Would it be? It would be 3 in a row if they lost again. So
yeah, they're not going to lose 3 in a row.
They're not going to lose again. So Kansas City. I don't think Philly's that good.
Yeah.
So Arizona at the Los Angeles This is the Rams.
Give me the Rams there.
Yeah, give me Rams as well. I think it might be a fun game though.
Yes.
Seattle at San Francisco. Man, I'm gonna say San Francisco there. I think Seattle goes to 1-3.
Yeah. Another tough division. Gosh, that division's loaded.
Yeah, Baltimore at Denver. Oh, this is a good one. 4:00 game. This is out in Denver.
I'm going home field advantage, Denver. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to breathe up there, man.
It is hard to breathe. In Baltimore.
I don't think they have enough balance on offense.
Yeah, I believe the same thing, Kenny. And then I look at what their quarterback did to us in the last year.
Yeah, oh, I know.
He single-handedly basically won the game.
The potential is always there, but I'm telling myself that we're very good this year on defense, and they can't be one-dimensional and beat us.
I think Lamar Jackson does something spectacular, wins the game.
Breaks my heart.
Picking Baltimore.
Okay.
Pittsburgh at Green Bay. Man, I think Green Bay wins that.
Yeah, I think they win big.
Tampa Bay at New England. Tampa Bay returns to New England. I think Tom Brady wins that. It's a little revenge on Belichick for whatever imagined slight.
They're not going to lose 2 in a row many times, so I think they win.
That's the 8 o'clock game next Sunday.
Yep.
Then Monday's game is the Raiders against the Chargers in Los Angeles.
I go on Chargers. Chargers, because I don't like the Raiders.
Chargers. That's Herbert's team. So
yeah, I think Raiders.
Let's go Chargers then. So I sometimes mix up the Chargers and the Rams. So I have to double check who's who. Yeah. So let's see.
After next week, Denver will be in sole possession of first place. They'll be 4-0. Chargers will be 3-1. Raiders will be 3-1. And Kansas City will be 2-2 in last place.
There you go. All right, so there are our picks for this week. We're also coming up on the Crucible, which will start officially, I think, when we next record, so next Monday. Can you have anything to say to our audience today?
Not really. Thanks to Ross, though, for making that video, the KB long cycle one. I had made one, and his was really good. So I'm glad he made that one. That was a nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. I haven't watched it yet. I've been so busy with other stuff.
A little baseball wild card race. American League is like the Red Sox, Yankees, and Blue Jays, and the National League is the Phillies stringing me along for some potential letdown. That's basically what that is.
It's hilarious. Every time we record this, I can guarantee I can always count on the Phillies being still just on the edge of contention.
So they have really no chance for the wild card, right? But they're 2.5 games back of the Braves for the division. But on Sunday they did the old bullpen game, and they started a minor league pitcher.
Oh goodness!
Which I'm like, you're in a pennant race, and we're starting a minor league pitcher. What is happening? And they lost.
How do you say you're tanking without saying you're tanking?
Yeah, against the Pirates, they're terrible, and they lost 6-0. First pitch the kid threw in the game, the guy hit a home run. First pitch of the game. So that's how that went. And of course, the Braves, I believe they won that night. So yeah, so they gained the game. But now they play the Braves 3 in a row. So there is hope. We got to sweep them though to have a chance, I think.
There you go.
I don't know. But yeah, so I'm assuming I won't be watching baseball after next week.
There you go. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Hit the buttons below. All the links to training, Instagram stuff are below as well. We will see you all next week. Peace out.
See you.